Hello everyone, welcome back to our Stellaris Let's Play series, where we are going to take our big brain snail slave driving race and turn it into an advanced ascended machine empire. So let's get straight into it. I will see you in the game where we left off last episode. Okay, we're back and we are immediately met with a spy network established message. So that's what we're going to take a look at, and we have independence guaranteed by our devious and horrible shrooms, which and faction files. So three very important things happening there right away. So we're going to pause the game and take a very slow look at these. Firstly, we're going to look at our factions, because these are, if we manage these properly, we're going to be able to get more influence per term, well, per month. And as you can see, our influence has already gone up from 3 to 4. And the way we get influence is simply by pleasing these factions, and if we don't please them, they can start major happiness problems within our empire and actually cause a split. So we have the first one, which is peace and order movement, which just requires autocracy at the moment, which is very useful for us because that's what we are. And then what's stratified economy, which is exactly what we are. We're just going to go into our policies and look at our certain. Okay, so we have a militarized economy at the moment, which means we focus on alloys rather than consumer goods, but that's not exactly what we're looking for. I'm pressing the wrong buttons here. We want to go into species and look at our rights for the species we have at the moment. And as we can see, we have the living standards on stratified economy, which gives these particular bonuses to happiness and consumer good upkeep for certain class of workers. Later on we might want to improve it, but stratified economy is so far as a way to go for us at the moment. And secondly, we have the Committee of Scientific Scholars, which simply at the moment wants AI allowed, which we certainly have, because we will be allowing robots, and we'll be building robots very soon, since we have the technology to do so now. We have our independence guaranteed by these Avabian Council here, which means they are going to more likely to declare war or help us in any wars. However, we are harming relations at the moment, because we want to actually go to war with them, so it's not really helping them out actually. We could ask to be their vassal, which is absolutely something we're never going to do. So we are going to find our spy network here. Now, this is rather new to me, so we're going to learn it together. But we just need to get our spy here to wait and increase our infiltration level. This goes up by target empire sprawl, preparations for hostile actions and stuff, with daily progress carrying on. Okay, so once that goes up, we'll be able to gather more information about this empire, and the actual gather information is exactly what we want to do first, so we can actually see what their borders are and what sorts of power levels they're at compared to us. Because if we look at them at the moment, we can't actually see what their fleet power is compared to us, or their technology or economy is compared to us. So we're going to carry on, and I'll see you when something interesting else happens. Okay, so not long after I left you last, we have finished our expansion tradition, and we're going to choose our first ascension perk. These are similar to Civ bonuses you get to choose when you finish certain expansion trees, or tradition trees rather. And we're going to go for the one and only technological ascendancy. I believe this has always been the best pick to go for first when you get your ascendancy text. So what this basically does is increases our research speed by 10%, and rare technologies now appear in our tree 50% or more likely. Okay, so that's what we're going to go for. Okay, so now that we have actually secured this frontier over here, and we know we want to go to war later on, we're going to secure this border by going down into the system, clicking on our outpost here, and upgrading it to a proper starport. And that will let us actually build ships and reinforce there when we do start a war. And of course it will make use of this trade modifier over here. We also have new technology to look at, and we're going to go for the basic food from farmers, just to get the basic upkeep or income coming in. Okay, and we are now also sending a colony ship, despite the 60% colonize or habitability of this ocean world. We're sending it here because I cannot resist all of these industrial districts. We're going to turn this into a consumer goods focused planet, so that we have to get rid of that. We have in Amber, we have Amber Prime, which we will turn into a alloy foundry focused planet, which already started there. So we'll have a good balance already in one system, and it's nice to have that in one system specifically, so it's easier to defend. And we're going to send this science ship out to these choke points and hopefully find more species and empires. Okay, so our construction ship is done over here, as well as our starbase. So we're going to send our construction ship to expand somewhere else. Also found a natural wormhole. Let's find that. Okay, so that's not actually telling us. Useful. Great. Okay, so the natural wormhole is over here. We can't use that just yet. Using wormholes is a late tier tech. That will be linked to another wormhole that we've not discovered yet. And that will mean, for those that don't know, once we discover that tech, we'll be able to send ships through that wormhole instantly to its connected wormhole somewhere else in the galaxy. It's basically free movement. But what we're going to do is try and... let's see what this is. It's exceptionally rich in minerals. Minerals are unfortunately of no use to us. However, Science Officer Tabo, daughter of Uber, believes the many elements in the crust of Pudenis 3 can be transformed into potentially more useful forms through positron bombardment. Okay, so we're going to bombard them. Are we, though? We can set aside 100 credits for this, because we have 6,000. That's absolutely fine. It's a spare change out of our pockets, so that's going to update our situation log. We just need a scientist to do that. So we're going to go over there. Do we have a scientist in the system? We do, because they discovered it. We're going to survey this system, and then we're going to do the research projects and carry on. Let's go this way. Now, for our construction ship, we are going to send them... I'm hoping out in this way, really, because it's looking a bit empty for our borders. And also want to try and grab these two systems here, because this has a colonizable planet, only with 11 spaces, though, so it's not going to get too big. We also have all of these raw materials over here. The question is, exactly which space do you want to go to first? I think we should go to this one, so we can grab the energy and the trade income. Let's unpause the game and make sure we're going fastest. Okay, so the first buildings we're going to make here, we're going to pause that so we don't lose out on researching our next tech. We're going to make a shipyard, and we're going to make an anchorage. We don't need more than one shipyard at the moment, because we're only going to be building corvettes, and they are rather quick to be built. Since this is on the frontier, we might want to make a communications jammer. I quite like building these for defense purposes, so that's what we're going to do. That will reduce the enemy's speed, so in that system. We're also going to look at upgrading our ships, so we're going to go for improved deflectors first. Which would mean, excuse me, I mean that we have stronger shields for our ships.
Military surface settlement established.
Okay, so we have finally colonized the ocean world, but the habitability doesn't necessarily matter if we can build robot assembly plants. Oh, what is this? Weapons target range. Okay, so this will be the bombardments that happened earlier, I believe. No, it's not. That's just something else, but we're guessing some more science to get there. Okay, so we're going to pause here just to catch up with things. So, for new players, building robot assembly plants on low habitability worlds especially is extremely useful, because these will automatically generate robot populations at a steady fixed rate. And robots themselves pretty much ignore habitability malices and bonuses. They have a set habitability of, I believe, 200%. So it completely ignores any malices you might find, as opposed to organics. So we'll be building both robots and organic snail life on this planet, which I'm sure they'll love on an ocean world. We know how. Oh, okay. So we can get Let's go for ground defense planning.
System survey complete.
Okay, our construction ship's finally done over here, so we're just going to continue expanding out over here. We're not going to queue anything up, so we don't spend any resources we don't need to just at the moment. But we now have a new construction slot on our capital. So we're going to look at what we need. Usually by now I'd like to create some amenities style buildings, but we're okay for that at the moment. The question is, do we go for robots or more science? Or actually slave processing facility would be better at the moment, so we can keep our happiness up. So we're going to look at our happiness at the moment. If I can remember where the bloody hell it is. Just look at our stability, it's looking okay. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, and our happiness is at 74%, but the slave processing facility increases the resource output as well from slaves and reduces their political power, which is directly ties to happiness. So we are going to buy some more minerals so that we can get that. We need 122. We're going to go to the market. We're going to buy 500, and we're going to go back here and build a slave processing facility. Not too bothered about robot assembly just yet on here. Our growth is it's actually fairly slow, but that's because everyone's migrating to the new colonies. That's absolutely fine. We're going to keep it steady there. I do want to focus on growth on our 2 new colonies anyway at the moment, just to build them up. So let's carry on. Okay, so if I want to just demonstrate very quickly to you why I'm not so bothered about... Oh, we found an ancient structure. Okay, so I'm just going to pause there. So this ancient structure, we have detected some kind of utterly massive space installation drifting quietly on the edge of Dojak system. Although preliminary scans show it to be very old, the structure has an intense power signature. Several smaller structures can be seen floating near the main installation, and all of them appear to be heavily armed. If we are to learn the true nature of this ancient relic, we will likely have to overpower its defences through force of arms. Okay, so we're going to find that... That's still not bloody working.
Alert. Science unit.
Oh, shit. Okay, so... Yeah, okay, so through that we lost a science ship, so... Where was that? Okay, so this is Dojak, so this is where the enemy was, and unfortunately we did lose a scientist from that. They were only level 3, it was our newest scientist. That's going to give us the opportunity to find a new scientist, but it's still quite a loss to lose a level 3 scientist at this stage. Moving on though, we're going to go carry on with our traditions. Discovery can be good at the end because you get the increased research speed, and you get increased research with pops. Those are really the only 2 that I'm interested in though. I quite like going for harmony because food consumption is reduced and empire sprawl is also reduced. We get increased leader lifespan, better unemployment things, governing ethics attraction, and better base stability. I'm going to go for harmony because I'm rather basic. We'll carry on with that, and we're going to look at getting a new scientist. This is what we want. We want a spark of genius here. So what we're going to do is we're going to recruit this spark of genius who gets 10% to all research. And we're going to find our technologies. We're not getting anything, any particular bonuses here at the moment. This is just because our scientist base skill and technological ascendancy. So we're going to... No, that's the wrong one. Good one. We're going to use this scientist. There we go. We've got a slightly better boost there. So it's this spark of genius that's making all the difference there. And I will take any time I can get. Also, that means we can use that more advanced scientist to pilot our new science ship. And use them to research more advanced anomalies and things. And I was going to demonstrate why I'm not so bothered about the low population growth on our capital. If you look here, our growth on Ambor Secundus is 5.14 per month, and that should be very similar on Prime, where it is 5.48, which is incredibly higher than what it was on our capital earlier. So you can see it's booming there. So what we're going to do is also continue to expand out here. Get this lovely trade node. 10 is huge actually at this stage of the game. And now we have our new science ship. We're going to get our available scientist. We're going to see. I'm going to see how easy it is to research this anomaly. Put them on anomaly stance. Oh, we get this nice, lovely boost to our physics research there from an anomaly. Okay, so our construction ship is all done here, and we're just going to go ham on these mining and research stations. That's just in time for a gas giant ship message and some research. So, are we going to salvage this? Are we going to go for the? We're not starving on influence just yet. So we're going to have a look at the salvage gas giant ship situation. And earlier, that has reminded me that I was going to go for. Just going to go for a certain situation log on here, which means we're opening a box. So we're going to cancel our research on physics and go for this alien research. I'm going to try and open the mysterious box. Should get bloody Noel Edmonds on here, shouldn't we? Fucking deal or many deals. Right, so there's not much going on right now. It's just a waiting game.
System survey complete.
Research. And while things are very basic and there's not a lot really going on, I am going to show you the ship designer. So we're going to look at our Corvettes. The most important button I find in this screen is turn off auto generate designs, because that will give you what it thinks is the best. And we're going to turn off auto upgrade as well. This gives us a lot more manual control over our ships, and we're going to have a look. We're going to go for coil guns and missiles at the moment. So I do believe this is right, even though this is the auto-generated one, because we haven't actually upgraded our lasers just yet, and upgrading our lasers at the moment isn't necessarily going to be useful if can't use them, of course. So we also have our improved deflectors and our improved armor, so we're going to keep that. It's doing this is simply a drag and drop status. We're going to make sure we label this properly. We're going to call it Corvette Missile, because I'm highly logical and autistic, and need to see things clearly. Yeah, I wouldn't do this if it were an online game, because pretty much gives the game away, doesn't it, to any people we play against. It tells them our builds exactly, which is half the plan, or half the fun. So we're going to upgrade these and upgrade them to missiles just to make sure. And it wants to upgrade again, don't know why. We now have increased Corvette build speed. Oh, okay, so we got the option to get space torpedoes here. I don't believe we can use them just yet, but it's rather useful. We are going to get this base increase to engineering research first, though, because we need to catch up on that, and that's going to pay off in the long run more than increased movement speed or being unable to use torpedoes just yet. And we're going to continue exploring in this direction. Our science ship is doing okay over here. We're going to check on encounter engineering. So we've got first contact with gamma aliens now. So we're going to carry on with that. And where exactly is that? Okay, so we're going to assign our spare envoy to that. And it's going to be the same process as with these ruddy bloody shrooms, which we are also going to check on our spy network now. Brilliant. So we've got 41 points to spend on this. So we're going to try and launch our gather information. We're just going to double check exactly what it does. Gain intel and maximum infiltration level on the Avabian Council. Okay, so expose vulnerabilities, maximum infiltration level. Yep. We don't need to acquire any assets just yet. So that's basically taking one of their agents. We could try and steal technology, but I'm going to gamble at the moment and say that we are higher than them. So we're just going to get the basic gather information, which will end in 30 days. That's just a month. Okay, so we have been neglecting our employment on this planet, and we were going to turn it into a consumer goods planet, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to build an industrial factory, and we're going to not spend anything else because we run out of minerals.
Construction complete.
We're going to grab this starbase here, just to get another choke point, even though no one's near it. We'll check our research. We're going to go for the planetary capital, I believe.
System survey complete.
Not having any luck with these gateway technologies as far as I'm concerned, but that's okay. We'll play the slow game. Excellent, we've got more progress on this first contact. Again, the same process, just a waiting game. I'm not sure how much I agree with this actually. It does increase the mystery of the game. But, oh, here we go. So we've opened our alien box. Getting interrupted by these messages all the time. So, the box holds 3 small liquid-filled vials. One is red, blue, or green. The liquids are less alien than their container, and our scientists have identified them as prime gene modification mediums. For reasons beyond our understanding, the solutions are quickly deteriorating outside the alien container. But there should be enough time to synthesize, Christ, I can't do my tongue, and apply one of them to our species. Okay, so it's not going to tell us exactly what we do. We're going to go for the blue. Blue gene modification solution has been successfully administered to the moist people, our lovely snails. Based on preliminary observations, it increases potential lifespan. Okay, so modify pops in big brain slavers by adding the limited regeneration trait. So we're going to look at our species, and the limited regeneration is now a perk we have, which means we increase army damage and leader lifespan. So I'm going to take those because at the moment we don't necessarily have a particularly long or boosted lifespan, and increased army damage will help us throughout the game. Or for as long as we stay organic.
Construction complete. Communications alert.
And now we have our mission accomplished on the Avabian.
Communications alert.
Fucking Christ, I forgot him. So, our infiltration levels are being reduced, but we get intel on them. Okay. Excellent. Just going to check that. They're demanding our vassalization. Okay, so if we refuse this, they have the casus belli to subjugate us, which means they'll be able to declare war, and if they win, we will be their vassals. So we're going to decline that and instantly start building some more corvettes. And by some more, I mean all of the corvettes. We also have a commercial pact invitation to look at. From them, but
Situation
not too. Well, we're gonna accept it, but we're gonna see what happens with this. Oh, and a research agreement. I would love to, but tell you what, we'll do it. They are militarily overwhelming, but technology equivalent. That's okay. We're going to build up some Corvettes and see how that changes. Hello everyone. I just want to interrupt the episode there and say I'm going to bring it to an end here. It's dragging on quite a while, and I think we've got quite a lot done here. I did end up playing quite a lot more, and in the next episode we should have a ruddy bloody war to look forward to. So I'm going to leave it there before the episode drags out anymore. I think it's quite a digestible length for you there. So I have been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye. Thank you for watching.